What's up, everybody, and welcome to a special edition of Sports Sunday. The Sweet 16 games for the NCAA March Madness tournament are about way, and as promised, we are going to be revealing our second chance bracket that we have submitted on ESPN's Tournament Challenge for the second bracket challenge edition. And if you haven't seen our original bracket for the main challenge that ESPN had too, that video is going to be up here where I am pointing, so you can check that out to see who we picked in our first bracket. As for our second bracket, we picked a different team other than our first bracket. Not to say that we've given up on our first bracket yet, but we figured for the second chance bracket to give us the best chance to at least try to win or at least make a run at towards the top of the leaderboard, we wanted to give another team at least a chance and to show them our support. Now, with that being said, we're going to just break down our Sweet 16 bracket, why we picked certain picks that we did, and also who we, again, think was going to win given our second chance bracket and who we picked. Now, for the Sweet 16 games that are going to be underway, we don't think there are going to be that many upsets, even though there were only a few upsets in the first two rounds of the tournament, even though there were many other games that were close, especially with Duke almost losing to UCF, or University of Central Florida. We think that even though they're going to be close games here, we don't think there are going to be that many upsets. So starting in the East, we see that Duke is going to be defeating Virginia Tech, so they'll move on to the Elite Eight. We think that Michigan State will be able to defeat LSU. And also we have Florida State going to be taking down the number one seeded Gonzaga in the West. Also we'll have Michigan moving on against Texas Tech. As for the Midwest, we see actually Kentucky beating Houston and also UNC defeating Auburn. And then finally, to wrap it up in the South, we see Tennessee and Virginia moving on. Now, as for the Elite Eight, this is where at least we think that's probably one of our bigger upsets is going to happen, where we see that Florida State and Michigan, we see that Michigan would actually end up winning. And also the biggest upset, I would say, even though it's not really much of an upset versus a Tuesday versus a Wednesday, we're saying that in our second chance bracket, we're saying that Duke is actually going to lose to Michigan State in the Elite Eight, where Michigan State will be going on to the Final Four. And we also have Tennessee going to be defeating Virginia, and also UNC taking the last Final Four spot. Now, the reason why we picked Michigan State over Duke is just because seeing the Duke and UCF game, some people may have called that a fluke. I think that it's kind of a bit of a warning sign too, where I think it's more along the lines of Duke's team being Zion or bust. Having UCF too just basically choking right at the end of the game, even though they technically really should have won that game, but they weren't able to close it out. It kind of raises some questions too as to, even though Duke being still being the overall tournament favorite, but we see Duke is eventually going to have problems with tougher teams in the later rounds of the tournament, especially against Michigan State. So with that being said, Michigan State and Michigan, it will be a rematch of the Big Ten tournament final. We see Michigan State actually defeating Michigan, and then also Tennessee and North Carolina for the other Final Four. We see actually UNC defeating Tennessee. Now, Michigan State versus UNC the final. This is actually a pretty tough pick, even though if you already saw our first bracket, you already know who we picked. But for our second chance bracket, we're actually going with the Michigan State Spartans to take it all against UNC. But that should probably be a really good game if that's what ends up being the final game of the tournament. So we'll see what happens. And again, overall, for the Sweet 16 and for the rest of the tournament, I don't see many upsets happening, but there should still be some pretty close games. But there will be a lot of fun. It should be exciting. The first 4 games are going to be tonight in the Sweet 16, and then the next 4 will be on Friday. And then the Elite Eight will have the first 2 games on Saturday, and then the second 2 games of the Elite Eight on Sunday. And we'll be covering that in our next edition of Sports Sunday when that comes up, obviously, on Sunday. So, like I said, we're not giving up on our first bracket yet, but now we have our second chance bracket. We put our channel name, Verdict Squad. That's the name of the bracket for the contest. Hopefully, we can get towards the top of the leaderboard. Now, some of the other brackets that I did submit that didn't say Verdict Squad for both the first and the second. And we'll also notify you guys also if they happen to be near the top of the leaderboard. We'll be sure to inform you guys as well. We may include it in Sports Sunday video. We may just reach out to us on Twitter at VerdictSquadNow, Instagram, Reddit, Discord. You may just notify everybody of that as well too, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that. So we just wanted to share our second chance bracket with you guys too. And we'll also post a picture on our IG as well. Again, our Instagram is VerdictSquadNow. And stay tuned for updates on Sports Sunday and our future videos and content, and when we go live on our Twitter at VerdictSquadNow. So again, thank you guys for watching. 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll also be giving Sweet 16 updates while we are live. Stay tuned to our Twitter to see what we will be streaming over on Twitch for which game we will be streaming. Thank you again, guys, for watching. We'll see you guys live at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and enjoy the first game.